Welcome to Scholarship 101 presentation, applying for University of Alberta International Entrance Scholarships. My name is Vicky and I'll be leading the first half of the presentation, and my colleague Toby will take over the second half. We will start with a land acknowledgement. We do this to recognize the significance of the land in the process of reconciliation. This honors the true history of North America, its indigenous peoples, and sheds light on the foundational stories of this country, stories that have historically been overlooked. The University of Alberta, its building, labs, and research stations are primarily located on the territory of the Cree, Blackfoot, Stoney, Iroquois, Ojibwe Saulteaux, lands that are now known as part of Treaties 6, 7, 8, and homeland of the Métis. The University of Alberta respects the sovereignty, lands, histories, languages, knowledge systems, and cultures of all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit nations. For our today's agenda, we will look at scholarship overview, where we will talk about admission-based entrance scholarship and application-based entrance scholarship. We will also look at application review, tips and tricks on how to apply for scholarships, and the assessment timelines for all the scholarships. To successfully navigate the admission process to the University of Alberta, it is important to be proactive and plan ahead. Think about what you want your post-secondary experience to be and make it a priority. Here are some of the key steps to follow when planning to study at the University of Alberta. You need to research cost and funding options available to you. Then you need to apply for admission to the University of Alberta if you have not yet done so. And then also apply for entrance scholarships and awards once you have received your CCID and password. Application is currently open and it will close on January 10th. Don't miss the deadlines. Check out our websites at uab.ca/SAFS. And then you need to pay your tuition deposit to accept your scholarship offers. And then also remember to log into your portals, for example, for admissions, for Awards Hub and Bear Tracks to stay updated. So the University of Alberta offers two main types of scholarships and awards. We have the admission-based scholarships and application-based entrance scholarship as well. These scholarships and awards recognize various achievements, including academic excellence, community involvement, leadership, passionate advocacy, and financial need. Entrance scholarship and award payments are primarily one-time payments. We recommend that students apply for scholarships annually. So some of our scholarships and awards are renewable, and these are paid out over your 4-year degree program. Now, admission-based scholarships are awarded on your basing on your admission average at the time your offer is made, and no application is required. Once you've received an admission offer to the University of Alberta, your admission average as calculated by our system is used to determine eligibility for admission-based scholarships within a few days of your offer. This same admission average will also be used to assess eligibility for application-based entrance scholarships and awards. Now, it's important to note that once you're offered admission, the University of Alberta does not recalculate your admission average. However, your final high school transcript will be reviewed to ensure your admission average has not decreased from the originally calculated average. So it's important to maintain strong grades even after receiving your offers. So based on your admission offer, our system will automatically match you with all eligible scholarships. A few examples of the admission-based entrance scholarships include the Gold Standard. The Gold Standard Scholarship it goes to the top 5% admission average, to students with the top 5% admission average in each faculty. We also have the International Admission Scholarship. It's an offer of $5,000 and it's given to students with admission average of 90% and above, and students with admission average of 80 to 89.9% will receive an offer of $3,000. And then we also have the Regional Excellence Scholarship is an offer of $5,000 to students with admission average of 80% and above. These are academically competitive scholarships and are offered based on admission average at the time you receive your admission offer. We also have application-based entrance scholarships. For these scholarships, you will need to submit an application. Application opens on October 1st and closes on January 10th annually. So application-based entrance scholarship is offered to students who are top academic achievers, students who have strong involvement in their community, students with strong leadership skills, students who are passionate go-getters, and students with demonstrated interest in an undergraduate program. So we have few examples of our application-based entrance scholarships, and they include the President's International Distinction Scholarship. It's offered to students with superior admission average and demonstrated leadership qualities entering their first year of an undergraduate degree on a student visa permit. They could receive up to 120,000 Canadian dollars, and it's payable over 4 years. We also have the Chan Peng Memorial International Distinction Scholarship. It is offered to students with superior admission average and demonstrated leadership qualities entering their first year of undergraduate degree on a student visa permit as well. They can receive up to $120,000, just like the Presidential International one, and it's also payable over 4 years. We also have the International Leadership Scholarship offered to well-rounded student leaders with superior academic achievement. Recipients can get up to $15,000. And then we have the Make One Undergraduate Scholarship offered to students with superior admission average and self-declared financial need. Recipients must be on a student visa permit and must have Chinese or Hong Kong citizenship. Recipients can receive up to 100,000 Canadian dollars, and it's also payable over 4 years. Other application-based entrance scholarships also include the Cora Martinson International Scholarship. This is offered to students with superior academic achievement and financial need entering any year of an undergraduate program at Augustana faculty on a student visa permit. It is valued at $56,000 and it's also payable over a 4-year duration. And then we have the International Leadership Scholarship offered to well-rounded student leaders with superior academic achievement and is intended to recognize their leadership accomplishment in their schools and communities. Recipients can receive up to $15,000. We also have the University of Alberta Opportunities Award. This is a $5,000 award and it is offered to students with demonstrated financial need and strong application scores. Some funding for this award is faculty specific, while others are open to all students across faculties. Now, there are important deadlines and details for application-based entrance scholarship that we will look at. Please note that you must apply for undergraduate admission to the University of Alberta before you can apply for entrance scholarships and awards. You do not need to wait for an admission offer to apply for scholarships. You can submit your entrance scholarship application as soon as you receive your University of Alberta CCID and password. This is important because the deadline to submit application for entrance scholarships and awards is January 10th. This deadline cannot be extended. If you apply for admission after this date, you will not be eligible for application-based scholarships. We emphasize this deadline because it may take several business days, excluding weekends, to receive your login credentials like your CCID and the password after applying for admission. To ensure you have enough time to apply for scholarships, it is recommended to apply for admission by January 5th at the latest. We use the Awards Hub for all undergraduate scholarship application and to apply for University of Alberta Entrance Scholarship, submit a single application through the Awards Hub. Your application will consist of two sections. The first one is the general application section, which is open year-round. And then the second part is the entrance scholarship sections, open from October 1st to January 10th. And please ensure that you've completed and submitted application before the deadline of January 10th at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Now, this concludes a portion of my presentation. I would like to welcome Toby, who will continue with the second half of the presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Vicky. Now we'll be talking about what the university is looking for in your scholarship application. When we review your scholarship application, we're really looking at three key factors: engagement, leadership, and substance. This comes through mainly in your summary of activities and your personal statement. Both parts matter. We want to understand not just what you've done, but the impact you've made and what you've learned and what makes you stand out. So keep these three words in mind as you work on your application: engagement, leadership, substance. We'll look at each one in more details in the next few slides. For the engagement portion, we are looking for what your level of engagement is in your community, volunteer work, employment, and other areas of involvement. We want to see that you're actively involved in societies or clubs, volunteerism, mentorship, public services, and/or athletics. Do you devote an extraordinary amount of time and effort to these activities? How does your engagement stand out as a special talent and is evident in the positive impact you have on your community? Next is leadership. Leadership isn't just about holding a fancy title. It's about the responsibility you've taken on, the contributions you've made, and the lessons you've learned. Think about the times you've stepped up, maybe as a team captain, a volunteer coordinator, a student mentor, or in your workplace. What impact did your leadership have? How did you grow through these experiences? We want to see evidence of growth, reflection, and the skills you built along the way. The last piece is substance. This is about the quality of your writing and your ideas. A strong application tells a meaningful story. Your statement should be rich in detail and give us a clear picture of your experiences and achievements. The maximum is 250 to 500 words, depending on the section. So make every word count. Don't just list what you've done, describe it, explain why it matters, and connect it back to who you are. Show us that you've thought deeply about your journey so far. We'll talk about the summary of activities and personal statements in more details. Try to keep in mind how you're going to convey these three factors to us through each of these responses. For your summary of activities, we want you to show us your passion. Please explain your leadership experiences clearly and in detail. We are not looking for a bullet point list. We need to get a really good idea of what your engagement and activities really are. So tell us more about tell us more than the position, title, and the organization. What did you specifically do there? What was unique or challenging? This is about you, your role, and the impact of that role. What you liked about it. Use this section to discuss the impact that your activities have had on you and your community. You have up to 250 words in the summary of activities to talk about all those things. Here's a tip for you. Do not use acronyms or shorthand or lots of abbreviations. You want to fully explain your activities so whoever is reading your application understands everything that you put in your statement. Write it as if you're explaining your experiences to someone who knows nothing about you. For your personal statement, this is your chance to tell us about the things that are important to you, your specific achievements, what you've learned from your experiences, and the challenges you've overcome. Through your personal statement, you want to help us learn more about you and will help the University of Alberta understand what makes you exceptional and how you may contribute to the campus community in meaningful ways. Take time to reflect on what you have learned, what you have experienced, and how this contributes to your goal. Try to avoid simply providing a list of your accomplishments. This is your chance to really help us get to know you. We are interested in your unique voice, so focus on what you want to say and be true to who you are. Use the personal statement section to tell us who you are, what you are about, and the achievements that you have accomplished. We will be evaluating each applicant on a broad range of criteria, including academic achievements and personal experiences. So be sure to highlight whatever it is about you that you're most proud of. You will have a 500-word maximum in your personal statement. Here are other writing tips and questions that can help you stand out. What have you done in a leadership role that made a positive impact in your community and or to the people around you? Share what you plan to do in future with your education goals. Share what you will bring to the U of A and why you want to study here. You can include evidence of research into the specific faculty or program you're applying for and how you are a good fit with the U of A community campus. Demonstrate specific moments of learning, growth, and taking actions through your statement. Think of it as telling a story with a beginning, middle, and an end. Here are more tips. Your summary of activities can be an overview of your experience, but your personal statement should try and focus in on those defining moments. Every experience is made up of moments, specific instances where some things change. The deeper you dive into the moments that make up your experience, the more others can connect with you. So instead of writing broadly about how you were in the student council, zoom in on a specific moment, like the time you led a project, solved the challenge, or helped someone. Every moment of your life is a story you could tell us. You can start anywhere. Think about the experience that defines who you are today and where you want to go in the future. You can also consider how your past, current experiences have made you a good fit for a scholarship. These moments are unique to you and they are what make your application memorable. So when in doubt, focus on a moment. To wrap up the writing section, here are a few final tips. Be yourself. Write in your own words, show your passion, and let your uniqueness shine through. Talk about defining moments. Think of what sets you apart from other students applying for scholarship. These are competitive applications. Be clear, concise, and thoughtful. Write your essay in a Word document so you can edit, spell check, and review. Avoid repetition, acronyms, shorthand, slang, and ensure you answer all parts of the question. AI. While it's okay to use tools like AI to help with structure or formatting, do not rely on it to write your essay. Your authentic voice is what matters most. Follow instructions. Apply early or at least on time. Late applications are not accepted. Ensure all sections are completed and saved. And when you are ready to submit, make sure you press the submit button. You can update your application until the deadline of January 10th, even if you already submitted the application. After January 10th, the application will be locked and no further additions can be made. Save your work often. Our Hub has a short timeout, so we suggest writing your statements outside of the application. Copy and paste your statement into the application and then save. Now let's talk timelines. We start reviewing applications in January, right after the deadline. Scholarship offers begin going out in March and can continue until July. Once you receive an offer, you'll have 30 days to accept it, and it's really important to pay attention to the tuition deposit deadline. If you get an award in March, you must pay your tuition deposit by March 31st to keep it. If you get an award April 1st or later, your tuition deposit will be due by the date in your admission letter offer. So please check your U Alberta email regularly and act quickly once you get an offer. Now let's move over to admission-based award timelines. These scholarships work a little differently. They have a longer acceptance period, and the deadline can go all the way up to September 15th. But here's something important to note. Your tuition deposit is still due earlier, usually by May 1st if you received an admission offer before April 1st. If you don't pay that deposit on time, your scholarship offer will be canceled. Assist payments can take up a couple of days to process, we recommend planning to pay at least 3 days before the deadline. That way, you're not stressing about processing delays. This brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention and for taking time to learn about scholarships and other funding options at the U of A. Remember, you can visit us at uab.ca/SAFS for online resources and tips, or email us at awards@uofberta.ca if you have questions. And of course, all details we covered today can also be found on the U of A scholarship website. At this point, we will be happy to take any questions you have.